You asked me which IT roles are expected to be most popular in Germany in the future. I can answer with the famous quote: "It's difficult to make predictions, especially about future. But what we can do, we can see the dynamics of IT positions of previous 5 years and make some conclusions." In this video we're gonna talk, first of all, top 3 most growing IT disciplines in the world over the last 5 years. I will explain where this data comes from and how it relates to Germany. And this is, by the way, a very interesting section because it demonstrates the new way of the data collection. So, top 3 most growing IT disciplines in the world over the last 5 years. And here is the chart for you. This is again worldwide data, not only Germany. And we immediately see tech roles which look like the leaders here. I'm speaking about AI, machine learning and data engineer. By the way, at the bottom of this chart you see other IT disciplines. We will discuss them maybe in some other videos, but generally they are showing a positive dynamic. None of them actually have negative trend. I mean that generally IT market is growing, meaning that more people come to the market than go from it. From where I took this data and why it relates to Germany? First of all, I found this graph in the tech newsletter from the Pragmatic Engineer. If you work in IT, I highly recommend you subscribe. I'm not an affiliated person, I'm just sharing with you my source of information. I will leave the link on the original article in the description of this video. Why I'm showing you, by the way, worldwide data in the context of German IT market? Because German IT market is the extension of the US IT market, which mostly represent worldwide tendencies. The same thing about growing IT roles in Germany, they fully correlate with worldwide tendencies. And if you want to know what will happen with German IT, see what is happening in the IT in US and simply wait half year. By the way, if you ever wondered which part Germany sets in the worldwide IT industry, here you are. Germany as a country is a significant part of worldwide IT market. And by the way, Germany sets 5th place in the rating of best countries for tech people according to TOP service. So I think now it's clear why I'm using worldwide statistics in the German context. Now, coming back from where this data actually comes from, this is very interesting thing. Live Data Technologies in this particular case tracks 6.7 millions of tech position changes by real people for last 5 years. And what does it mean? It means that when people change their roles in IT to the roles which are shown in the graph, this is indicated here. So for example, if I was a backend developer and I switch to, I don't know, data engineer, this switch will be represented in this chart. And by the way, I don't know who paid for this data, because if we go to pricing of this Live Data Technologies, it will cost a lot of money to get such graph. But since this data is available on internet, we can discuss it. Now let's briefly describe each role, what it means, what it does, and so on. And we will start from AI. Being precise, tech roles which include AI in their names. AI is a general term for the technology which uses machines to perform human tasks or emulate humans' behavior. There you will find different AI engineers, AI conversation designers, AI developers, AI software engineers, AI consultants, and even heads of artificial intelligence. No joke, I found such position on LinkedIn. I've checked hundreds of positions which include AI in their names. And what can I say? Very different set of tasks. Speaking about requirements, the usual requirements are Python and sometimes Java. Also knowing of popular LLM APIs, AWS, PyTorch and TensorFlow, for example. What I want to say, I've investigated Reddit about situation in the German IT market relative to AI position. This market is very much saturated with former graduates and people who have very high-level knowledge about software development. I read a lot of threads in German Reddit segment about people who know just a couple of AI-related libraries and who know just to connect them, and this is all their knowledge about software engineering. In my opinion, AI is a perspective and interesting sphere, but you need to specialize and go really deep in the technology which serves specific business domain if you want to be competitive on this market. And speaking about specialists, we go to the next growing IT role, which are data engineers. Those guys are sitting in the middle between software engineers and data scientists. Software engineer create apps which produce raw data like logs, streams, files, whatever. From the other side, data scientists consume this data and come to some practical business decisions, but data engineers, they're in the middle. They make data readable, analyzable, and easy to use. Classical data engineer includes storing data, processing data, and orchestrating data. What each of those stages mean, you can Google it yourself, but this is what you will do if you will get data engineering position. Which tools you should master in order to get this data engineering position? Here are the most popular of them. For data storing, usually it's Databricks, Snowflake, or Iceberg. For data processing, it's Presto, Trino, or Apache Spark. And for data orchestration, it's again usually Apache Airflow, Prefect, and Duckster. And if you want to transition to data engineering from software development position, I suggest to get following skills. First of all, get knowledge about data warehouses and data lakes. Yes, this is totally different technologies which serve different purposes. And you should also get understanding about data modeling. You should also be really good in SQL, and you should be able to work with widely used frameworks like Apache Spark or Flink, for example. And you should be able to build data pipelines, but I can assure you, if you get knowledge in the above-mentioned technologies, you will be able to build those data pipelines. Just trust me, it's not the rocket science. And now we are coming to our leader, most growing IT disciplines over the last 5 years, which is machine learning. Basically, machine learning is a subset of AI. So if you get a position which has AI in its name, most probably you will also deal with machine learning. What machine learning does? It takes data, infers patterns from this data, and suggests some business decisions based on those patterns. What are the most common examples for the machine learning that you may meet every day in your daily life? So these are recommendation systems of all kinds in Amazon and YouTube, in Instagram. What it also does is detecting fraud or security issues, automatic content moderation, data transformations in healthcare, for example. Based on your analysis, machine learning defines the risks of different diseases, and it prescribes you to make some tests. Which technologies you need to master? There are a lot of them, but these are the most commonly used examples. So, well, it's usually Apache Spark or Apache Airflow and Apache Lucene, a search engine. By the way, Elasticsearch is one of the most popular distributed horizontally scalable search frameworks built on the top of Apache Lucene. By the way, when you are typing something inside, for example, Amazon, and those quickly popping up suggestions for you, which are really fast when you are typing, usually they are powered by Elasticsearch. And if you want to know more about tooling, I will put a link to the description of this video, which will give you much more information about the MAD landscape of 2024. Yeah, MAD, this is how it's called. Now, why you should take this data with some grain of salt? In other words, that fact that AI, machine learning, and data engineering are the most growing disciplines, it does not necessarily mean that you have to go there, at least in the beginning of your IT career. And this is why. This graph shows you the increase of dynamics, but it does not show you the volume of available IT positions in those areas. Meaning, for example, that if machine learning shows 500% of growth over last 5 years, okay, that looks impressive, but from the absolute numbers of open positions, it can mean simple increase from 1,000 to 5,000. And at the same time, backend engineering positions in Germany can be 70,000. Just for example, you see, if you are a backend engineer, you have much better chances because there is simply 10 times more jobs for you. So don't use this graph as your main driver, which determines which IT area to choose. And I'm still fully convinced that when you start with your career, you should start with Java and learn TypeScript or Python as your second language. This will give you exposure to the biggest amount of IT positions in the world, including Germany. So, if you are a student which plans to build his IT career in Germany, or you are a professional who is serious about his relocation to Germany, watch one of the videos that you will see right now.